Interpersonal communications in movies, Finding Nemo. My thesis for this paper was that there are many different ways to communicate other than just through words. The three communication concepts I chose were self-concept and self-awareness, power and influence, the reward and coercive powers, and stereotypes. All three of these concepts play a big role in this movie because each of the three main characters experience each one of these concepts. So for self-concept and self-awareness, the main thing that I referred to from one of my sources was the Johari window. And because it shows how each one of the characters, Dory, Nemo, and Marlin, all increase their open area as a person, and each one goes from different spots to better themselves as a person. Dory, her main issue was her blind spot and the unknown. There was a lot that neither her nor others knew about herself, and throughout the movie, when with her adventure with Marlin, you see her increasing that. With Nemo, his blind spot and his hidden self are what holds him back the most. His hidden self, the biggest issue is that he's seen as being not capable of doing things because of his small fin. And throughout the movie, he learns that he cannot fall back on his small fin and that he is actually capable of more than he leads himself to believe. And Marlin also has about the same problem. He hides the fact that he suffers from being hurt from the loss of his wife. And throughout the movie, he realizes he can't shelter Nemo so much from that experience that he had. For power and influence, I chose the reward and coercive powers because I felt that it really fit in to Nemo and Marlin and their relationship. And reward power is when you have the ability to give someone a reward for doing something, and coercive power is when you can take that reward away. And with Marlin and Nemo, their relationship, Marlin rewards Nemo with going to school, and when they get to the school and Marlin starts to feel like it's too dangerous for Nemo and that he's not physically or mentally ready, he tries to take that away. And by doing so and being so sheltering, he pushes Nemo to act out and show that he can do things. So he tries to go and touch the boat, and when he goes and touches the boat, he gets taken away by a diver, which causes a chain reaction of events. The sudden and violent losses is out of my one source that talks about the many different chain effects of the different types of losses and experiences, and this one plays really well into both the power and influence and the stereotype concepts I chose for mine, and it fits very well into Marlin and how his relationship is due to the loss of his wife. And two of the major disorders that he has is the prolonged grief disorder and the major depressive disorder. And the prolonged grief disorder usually happens after experiencing someone's violent death, such as Marlon did with his wife. And major depressive disorder affects the person after experiencing a violent or sudden loss of a loved one. Both really play into how Marlon uses his power and influence over Nemo with the loss of his wife, and it also really plays into how he's stereotyped because of his sheltering ways. He's stereotyped to be over sheltering and too protective of Nemo. Stereotypes is a huge concept in this movie and plays a huge role because each character is stereotyped to be one way and are seen as a certain way when they're really not like that. Dory is stereotyped as being very forgetful and couldn't remember anything to save her life. When she can actually remember, she just needs someone who's patient with her. And with Marlin through their trip, that's slowly what she starts to get until he couldn't take it anymore. And then one thing by meeting Nemo triggered her memory completely. And with Nemo, he's stereotyped to be slow and not capable of doing many things because he has a small fin, when really he can do much more than meets the eye. And when he gets captured and put in the fish tank in the dentist's office, the other fish in that fish tank really help him see that he can do more than what he thinks he can. And with Marlin, he's stereotyped to be this overprotective parent who shelters his son and only wants to keep his son safe, when no one really sees that the reason for being this way is because when his wife was killed, he experienced such a tragic moment that it completely made him do a 360 and just want to keep Nemo in his life and not ever see anything bad happen to him. And that's how all the stereotypes in this movie are with each character. As you can see, all three of these concepts really work together when it comes to each character throughout the movie. You see Dory grow from a lost fish with no friends and no clue of what's going on to growing with friends and realizing and remembering what is going on. And with Nemo, you really see a huge breakthrough with him and Marlin as far as seeing him being capable and breaking through the stereotypes and the self-awareness when he has to save Dory from the fishnet. You see Marlin grow in this section too, because he's really trusting Nemo and allowing him to fulfill all that he can be. And that's how each one fits together, and it just, all three concepts work together so well.
It's no surprise what he's done. He's everlasting.